Good evening, everybody. Tiffany from Dragonflyer Studios here. I'm so happy to be with y'all. And I believe this is going to be probably the next to last video for our Green Eggs and Ham journal. He will be for sale on my new Etsy shop, which has gone live as of today, Dragonflyer Studio. You can just look me up on Etsy. He will be available. I'll let you know, not after this video, but after the next video. I think he's going to be ready to go. And I hope that you have followed along with me and you have a journal of your own that you can love and fill up with whatever kind of goodies that you want to put in here. Some of his pages are empty. There will be a flip through video, so while I won't show you all of the things that will be in him once he's for sale, I kind of leave a few little surprises for whoever purchases it. But otherwise you guys will see everything as I have done it. So what I wanted to do today was show you how to incorporate our wonderful pieces of, hold on, I had one sitting here just a minute ago and now it's gone, of course. Because, you know, that's how it works sometimes. Hold on a second. Okay, so if you are like me and most households in the world, you guys know what these are. Our wonderful, wonderful junk mail, right? They come in all shapes and sizes and sorts and whatnot. Some of these can be used for lots of different things. I wanted to show you a couple of different ways to incorporate these guys into your junk journal projects. These are great. They come, oh goodness, sometimes they come every day. But you know, usually there's a day or two of the week where more junk mail comes on one day. Oh, excuse me. I don't know what the deal is with yawning. And sometimes not so much on other days. So we all know that you can take these and just turn them into pockets. You can insert them into a journal. If you didn't know that, well, you do now because I just told you. You can decorate these up however you want to, overlay them with pieces of scrapbook paper, things of that nature. You can color all over these, paint them up, put some gesso over them. I'm going to show you 3 different little techniques that I use just with the envelope pieces, just with the envelope itself. So for this, what you'll need is at least 1, if not 2 envelopes with a window, and then possibly an envelope without a window. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing, I don't really know what to call these, so I use a letter opener and I just take out the junk inside. This one apparently came from Walmart, but whatever. And so I just tear across the top so as not to destroy too much of the envelope. But for this guy, we're really only going to be using the window, so I'm just going to cut this. So once you have these 2 pieces, this thing right here, you could run a piece of washi tape down the side and you have an instant pocket, okay? Or if you want to keep it as like this, you could decorate this up, you know, type whatever, or type stamp on it, color on it, or whatever, and then you can take it in here to your journal, let's say this page, and you can just slide it. I say slide it. You just slide it right over this corner here, all the way up and on, and then you instantly have a corner tuck here and a corner tuck here. Okay, and you could decorate those however you see fit. All you would need to do is just tack them down one edge so that it doesn't, you know, slide off the page on its own. So that's a way that you could use that as well. I'm going to set this aside for right now, and what I'm focusing on is this little window that's here. So I am just going to deconstruct this envelope. Okay. So what I'm really getting down to is just this the little clear envelope. Okay, so there is a line, I don't know if I can show it to you, there is a line that you can tell where the glue has been applied. What you don't want to do is cut on this side of that glue line. I try to stay more to the outside edge of the glue line just because I don't want to rupture the seal that goes around this. And I'm just going to trim this down using that glue line as my guide. And you'll be able to tell once you tear into one of these envelopes, you'll be able to, if you can't see it on the camera, you'll be able to see pretty quickly what it looks like. So this is the thing that we're left with, okay? So I'm just going to put my scraps aside, and then I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to do just little corners. Just going to trim these up. And if you have to, if you absolutely feel the need to, you can come in and make this side the same as this side. I'm not too worried about it. For this exercise, I'm going to go and I'm going to cut right across here so that we have what looks like are these two little things. Okay, so now we can make them, we can dress them up a little bit. I have run washi tape around the edges of mine. I think I'm just going to keep it simple tonight, and we're just going to grab a marker. Yeah, I just grabbed green. I don't know if anybody's interested in the markers that I use or not, but there's that. I'm not sponsored or anything. That just happens to be the brand of marker that I have on hand. So they are dual tipped. These are fabulous. So you got kind of like a chisel tip here and then a pointed end at the other end. So yeah. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to give this a little bit of a border. And you could do, you know, whatever you want with these, really. I want to say thank you to everybody who is here and watched this series from beginning to end. If you're jumping around and only watching what you need, well, that's why I made it a series. So thank you for doing that as well. To all my newcomers, welcome, welcome. I will be going and doing other things, as well as creating probably another type of journal. I would like to show everybody how to do a hidden spine, whereas this one has an exposed spine. Okay. So now we have those two little things going there. And what we can do is, now, these envelopes with these windows in it, now I do up a bunch of these because, like I said, I get a lot of junk mail. So I do up a bunch of these ahead of time. This is just a little file folder that I created for them. So, you know, they'll range from big ones all the way down to little tiny ones. We'll actually put that one. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to put a couple of these in here. I really like the size of that one. So, yeah. You know, clip them out, save them, keep them, have them on hand whenever you, you know, are trying to figure out, what do I want to do with this page? They're really handy. They're handy to have on hand. How about that? You know what? I've never tried this before, but let's give it a shot, shall we? I'm going to round these corners off. I don't know if, oh, it will work. I don't know if it would clip through the plastic window part on the back, but apparently it will. So what I do is I cut mine in offset patterns. You know, I make one little and one big, and I'll show you why here in just a second. So what we're gonna do with this guy, how do we want to give him a border? Is that a was I just humming a Christmas song? I'm so sorry. Whoops. You know, I'll get to you. What is this, June? Oh, it's June and I'm whistling or humming Christmas songs. I'm doomed. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out that little guy there, and then I'm gonna pull out, bear with me, you know, crafting in real time. Oh, actually I like that much better than I do the leafy pattern. Okay, so what we're gonna do with this guy is I'm gonna trim him off right there. Okay, put that aside. And then I'm going to go just a little bit past the edge over here because I don't want to have to do a lot of trimming with this thing. We're keeping it simple, figuring out a way to use the materials that we have around us. Kind of gives us the ability to do some quick things in our journal that, you know, they're cute, but we didn't spend a long amount of time laboring over it. Okay, so what I've done here, so what we're going to do is we're just going to flip this guy over, and then I'm going to use, because this is plastic, I don't know how well my Scotch Create holds on that. I haven't given that a try yet, but I have figured out that my silicone glue works fabulously. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn this guy over. And we're just going to try and center him on that cutout as much as possible. Okay. Give that glue a chance to hold. And then what we've done is created a really pretty decorative pocket. So you can put whatever you want down in there. And what we'll do here in a minute, once that glue sets, is we will get them attached, and then I'll show you different ways to embellish them. So this little guy here is gonna be, I'm gonna treat him like a frame. I am just winging this, I'm just freehanding it. Trying to match the outside curve to the inside curve. You don't have to round off the corners if you don't want to. You know, you do you. I just thought this was a good way to use up some freebies that come in the mail. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on this because they'll ship them right to your house, right? You don't got to order it. You don't got to pay for nothing. It's a nice way to use up junk mail. Keeps it out of the landfills and all of that stuff. Okay, so now that we've got our little pockets, we can come in here. What if we take this guy? Actually, you know what? Let's start the back. We'll work from the back to the front. And kind of decorate up our pages that way. Let's see, make sure there's nothing I'm gonna embellish on the back. So now that this is paper, I know that my glue stick will hold. So I'm just gonna glue that right here. Just give that glue a second to hold, or a second to grab. Okay. And then I'm going to come back in with my black felt tip pen, and I'm just going to decorate this. Let's see, what do I want to do? It's not perfect, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. If you have followed along with me and you're creating your own journal, then you put your own flair on things. You make it your own. That's the best part about any and all of this stuff that we get to play around with, is there's no right or wrong way. You know, if it feels right to you and it looks right to you, then you know, you go with it. They are tricky boogers, the static with my Fiskars cutting board. The the plastic wants to stick to it. They're a little tricky to pick up. Alright, so I just ran a bead of glue, silicone glue, around that. And then this guy is going to go in right here. And again, I'm just paying attention to the spine. I don't want to get it too close to the spine because you bulk up the spines too much on these guys, and sometimes their threads will burst or rip through your pages. And I know nobody wants to do that, especially not at this point with all the hard work we've put in. Okay, so then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it right there. So it gives us a bit of a staggered pocket effect. And the wonderful thing about this is with these pockets being clear the way they are, this is when you can make some really pretty tags. And your tag can be stored in here. Now, mind you, these pockets are smaller, so, you know, the tag that you put in here, it could be, oh goodness, it could be a ticket stub. Oh, you know what I just did? Did anybody see that? I put my glue too far up. I've just sealed this pocket shut. This pocket should have gone down first. But that's okay. We'll just wipe the glue off of there. And what I'm going to do is put a piece of paper down in there so that if it does seal onto something, I can peel it off. Okay. You live and you learn. I'm not an expert, but I do know that pocket should have gone down first, but that's okay. Okay, so we're just going to leave that there to dry, and we're going to move on. And where'd my little frame go? Oh no, where is he? There he is. He's hiding. Okay, so I put 2 in that signature. What if we come over here? Okay, so I said I was going to use this guy as a frame, right? But a frame for what? Well, it just so happens that I have... Oh, how about we use Frank Sinatra? If you are like me, and I go to, oh goodness, estate sales and antique shops and yard sales and everything else, find yourself some old stamps. They don't have to be in perfect condition or anything like that, but, or maybe you have a tiny photo of a family member, you know, who you love and you want to keep forever and ever. So you just take it. Stamps work really well with these tiny windows because stamps are tiny, and you know, you just work with what you have. So I'm gonna put Mr. Frank Sinatra right there. Bet he never thought his picture on a stamp would be in a Green Eggs and Ham journal. Yeah. Okay. So then I'm just going to go here. Again with a tiniest little bead of glue. There we go. Now, trying for center, but if not, There we go. Creates a nice little bubble effect, I think. And then I'm going to do just the tiniest of embellishments. I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to give a single black line around the edge of this. Nothing super fancy, but the black and white gives a nice contrast around his face. Okay, so there's that. Alright, so now, I showed you how you could take the larger piece of that corner of the envelope, but what I have started doing, and I call them little mini corner tucks, is if you take the edge of your envelope, so say this came off of here, so I would lick this and seal it shut, okay, and then cut this shape out like this and decorate it up however you want to. I was messing around with some gelato pens that I've got, and so that's the image that I ended up with. Okay, so then you have something that looks like this that's very, very cute. So what I do is I just take my silicone glue and I just put a daub, if it will work, I just put a little bit in the corner, okay, so that it will catch on both sides of the page that I'm going to put this on. And so let's see, we don't want to cover up Mr. Sinatra there. There's our writing board. Oh look, this one, nope, that's got a paper clip on it. Okay, so here's a coffee stain paper. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to slide it on this corner, and you instantly give your page a corner tuck on both sides. It's decorated, it's pre-cut, they're easy to do. I'll show you how to make one here in just a second. Okay, and then it's just going to be glued right there in that corner, so you've got all of this space here to work with and all of this space here to work with. So I'll show you how to make those, and then you can just see I've just been clipping off corners of envelopes. Look, like this was a sticker that somebody had put on the corner of an envelope. How cute is that? So I didn't want to keep the whole envelope because it had personal information and stuff written on the front of it that I didn't necessarily want to incorporate in a journal. But it's got this cute little succulent sticker that now I have, and I can just take, like, here's a pocket. I could take this in here and I could just slide it right onto there. And then I've got this little tuck here, and I've given myself another little tuck on top of this pocket over here. See how that works? I think it's a really cool idea. I haven't seen them done anywhere. Not that I'm, a super genius or anything like that, but I hadn't seen it done, so I was like, oh, somebody out there might want to know about this. So what I try to do, can't always do, like this guy here, this one I would probably just salvage the circle out of, because I don't necessarily want Visa, and that's kind of what I did with most of these. Is the ones that I've cut off of is, it's something where I don't have to add a lot of thickness to it, and build it up. It's just that little corner piece of an envelope. So like this guy here, he's got a nice white corner here and a nice white corner there. So if you go in with your scissors and you just go up a little bit, over a little bit, and over again, you kind of have this, that generic diamond, like if that was a diamond ring sitting on your finger, like that. You kind of have that generic little shape going on. So then once you've got your basic shape, let's just let's add some little bits to it, shall we? So I'm just going to come in here with my pen, and I'm going to give it a border. Okay, sorry for the jump in the video. My kiddo needed me, and when the kiddo calls, I have to answer, because, well, that's just the way things are. So just going to outline this. There we go. Okay, and then maybe on the other side, let's see. So if this is, you kind of want to decide a little bit, like if you want it to go this way, or this way, or this way, or this way. Because if you draw on it, and you glue it on the wrong corner, then you might have a design that's upside down, and which, that's neither here nor there, but if that's what you're going for, keep that in mind. Let's see, what do I want to put on this side? How about just a stamp? How about we just keep it simple? Alright, so I'm going to put, I'm going to put my lid on my glues real quick, and put my pin. Where'd my pin go? Oh no, there it is. Put my pin in my silicone glue. That's just how I store that. It's just a pin in my glue. Okay, so let me go down here to To my stamps, let's check out my plants, shall we? Oh, that's a pretty one. Can you tell what that is? That's a little jungle leaf. So let's keep it fun, shall we? So I've got pine needles, distress oxide ink. These ink pads don't ink up real good sometimes. So, you know, who knows what we're going to get here. So, let's do it. Oh, you know what? Let's do, instead of doing just one, let's play around with that idea, shall we? Okay. Yeah. I like that. Okay, so we have that. Who knew? Okay, so these inks dry pretty quickly. It's still a little damp, but that's okay. So then, you know what? I really just like that as it is. I kind of just really like that. I'm not going to give it a border. Oh, look, it came through on the other side. Well, alrighty then. See, I mean, you never know what you're going to get, right? Okay, so there's you a little corner tuck. It's fast and quick and easy. You know, if you're trying to figure out a way to embellish a page that you otherwise maybe don't have a reason, like you don't want to cover up this whole image with something, you know, but you need some more storage. So just clip you off the corner of an envelope and decorate it however you see fit. You could just clip it off and leave it its plain old simple color. Like this guy here came from a red envelope. I'm just going to leave it red. I have an idea for that for later. So yeah, then I'm just going to slip this on to this corner and just give that glue a chance to grab. And then I have made myself another little tuck spot for whatever will end up in this journal. All right. So there's that. So yeah, so there's another way to use your junk envelopes. So my third way to use a junk envelope is to create, hold on, I'm gonna seal that up real quick. So you just take this guy, and I'm gonna find the widest spot that I can find on here without much writing or embellishments on it. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to cut across and cut across. Okay, oh nope, throw away the wrong part. Okay, so I have what's left over is this little guy right here. Okay, not much, right? Just a little piece of paper that's folded in half. Okay, but what this can be used for, especially in a journal like this that's not very wide, let's find a blank page. Oh, look, there's a blank page. Oh, and it just so happens to be white. So you can come in here with this and create yourself a horizontal belly band pretty quickly. So all you would have to do is put glue on this side, and you could glue that in there like that, which I'm going to do here in just a second, but I'm going to decorate this side up and give it a little character. So I've just got some wavy scissors here. I'm just going to come in and trim with these. Well, maybe the paper will let me. Oh, it's being obstinate. Listen here, you. I'm just going to do both sides. And you know, if you're working in a larger journal, you could, well, hold on just a second. I want to show you. Okay, what is the deal? Just being obstinate. Jeez. what you could do, say you're working in a larger journal, you could cut your strip of paper from your sealed envelope this way, and then you would have this to work with. I could cut along this way. Oh, you know what? I could cut along this way and create a belly band vertically. That would be a pretty easy way to go about creating one for a vertical belly band. So usually when you hear me say, oh, hey, you know what? That's because I've thought of something while I'm on camera with you, and we'll be trying it out once I'm off camera. There we go. Cover up my pans. Alright, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a little smacker in a color. So I keep my daubers over there in just, here, I'll just show you. I just keep my daubers in a bin when they're not in use. And most of the time, the daubers are pretty good about not drying out. My poor table is squeaking, and I am sorry if the camera is moving. The camera is attached to my table. So I'm just hitting this with some shades of reds that I've got. Just keeping it simple. Okay, so then there I have that I have created. Let me push that out of the way. So then if we go in here on this little page, and how this is going to work is I'm not going to glue it all the way to the spine, you know, because I've told you why. Try to keep stuff away from the spines of your journals. Now, if it can't be avoided, it can't be avoided. You're not going to, you know, the world will not come crashing down around you if you should happen to glue something too close to the spines. It's just if you do it too many times, it does become a bit of a hindrance. So there you go. And just like that, without very much effort, but still very cute, you have this nifty little belly band. Oh, it glued itself together. You have this nifty little belly band that things can be tucked into, and it will hold them just fine. Okay, so there you have it. There's 3 ways to use up your junk mail. You know, so yeah, clip your corners out, keep your windows, use the space in between here and the corners for you know, small belly bands, or if you're feeling adventurous, turn that thing sideways and clip one this way. I've got an idea for that one. I'm gonna see if it'll work before I show it to y'all. So, alright, so this was a shorter video. Can't believe it's been 30 minutes already. Shorter video. I hope that everybody has enjoyed this series. I do, like I said, I have at least 1 or 2 more videos planned for this guy. Oh, let's see if this is dry. It's dry. So at least now I know that whatever I tuck behind there won't get. And let me show you what I have in mind for these guys. Is I like to make tiny tags, especially for my smaller journals like this. This will give you an idea. Oh yeah, this will give you an idea of what I'm planning. So like this little guy who is super colorful, can fit down in there, and then his beauty is not hidden inside of a pocket. You can see it. So not only is he pretty, but his storage allows him to stay pretty. I'm just gonna leave that in there. So yeah, there you have it. All right, so anybody who, if you're a returning viewer, I appreciate you guys so very much. And if you are new, just tuning in, I hope you learned something today and can put it to use in your own wonderful crafts. Again, I have an Etsy shop. It just went live today. I've only got a couple of listings in there, but there are more to come. Green Eggs and Ham will be listed for sale here probably within the next week. I will let you know when he is up and running, and approximately how much he's going to go for. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed watching him grow as I have. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot more content coming for you as I keep on keeping on, and we can all learn things together. So thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, a like and a share would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, this is Tiffany at Dragonfly Studio. Bye.